Good morning. My name is Rebel and I'm the Rebel Reseller, and today I'm going to be doing the second half of last week's What Solds. This will be for January 14th through the 16th, and my sales are still doing great. I just checked a few minutes ago to just kind of compare it to what was happening during fourth quarter. I'm up 26% over October, about 5% over November, and about 8% over December. But December I did take a little over a week off, so you know how that is when you put your store on vacation. Sales come in, but nowhere near what it would have been, you know, if they had still been going. So, you know, I truly believe in this ending your listings and doing sell similar. And, you know, if I can do it with 8,000, you know, most people should be able to keep up with it also. You know, you just have to go in. What I do is I go into my active listings and then I scroll all the way to the right. And then I click on the time one. And then I make sure that whatever's showing there is the ones that are about to end. And I try to stay about a day ahead. Some days, I don't know, when I originally started this back in November, I guess a lot of mornings I did it as soon as I got up. So I'm trying to figure out that I can get them to end in the afternoon so that my mornings can still be dedicated to doing my listings each morning. So it is what it is, right? I'm thrilled. Of course, there's going to be, you know, a slowdown. I think February is usually historically is one of my slowest months. We'll see how that goes for next month, but I am very happy with my sales for this month. And this time, this last weekend was crazy, and I'll show you why. All right, this first item is a Kelly Toy Donner Reindeer. I think I seem to see Donner a lot. But I haven't seen the other ones very often. I have sold this a couple of times, and I did take a best offer of $8. That's what I was going to say. Right now, I'm taking a lot of offers. If they're even reasonable and I'm going to make a profit, I really need to get stuff moving, especially older stuff. And I'm getting a lot of them, but you'll see with this one order that this one order was 43 items. I've talked about it. All right, next item is this Care Bears Good Luck Plush. We stopped at a thrift store. I paid $1, and I think I bought 8 or 9 plush. I've already sold the one that was in last week's What Sold for $50, so I'm way up on profit here. I couldn't find very many of these cubs, but I did sell it for best offer of $10. This is a Hound Dog plush by Maine Joy Limited. Very big, 20 inches long. I took a best offer of $29 for it. Here's my big order. Now, if you've never sold a large quantity of items, one time I sold over 120 items. eBay will only let you invoice, I think it's 40, and that's what happened with this one, I think, because first she ordered these 3 items, and she paid $28 total for them, and then she ordered 40 more. But my recollection of this other order that I had is I had to box 40 at a time and send an invoice, and then box 40 more and send an invoice, and sometimes the items were so big, I ended up doing smaller boxes, and I ended up sending, I want to say 8 or 9 invoices for her, because that was how many boxes it ended up being. But, so she ordered these 3 items, and then she ordered 40 more. Now, if you're going to do the math, she spent $217.75 on 43 items. So yes, the average sale price was about $5.64, but she didn't lowball me. It's almost like she went through my store and started looking at my cheapest items and then sending me offers on them. I do not know the purpose of all of this. I don't even know what the person that bought over 120 items did with all of that, but I was thrilled. I'm thrilled because a lot of this was just small plush ties, you know, small goons, just a lot of rabbits, a lot of deers, and some Christmas stuff. So 43 items out the door. And it ended up fitting in a medium box from Walmart. I think it's like 14 by 14 by 16. So she was closer, East Coast, so the shipping wasn't crazy. Well, it was like $40. Next item, Dimensions Cross Stitch Kit. This is from one of the first, I bought 8 of these for $50 at a yard sale. I sold one of the first ones was over $100, so all of this has been profit, and I took a best offer of $18 on it. These are magnetic tiles. I picked these up at the Goodwill bins, so I had to do a whole lot of digging to get them all together, and I took a best offer of $19. This was one of my previous trips. This is a Fisher-Price yacht or boat. I bought a large lot of Little People and then I split it all up. I kept a few pieces for me, but some of these larger pieces I went ahead and got them listed and sold them very quickly. I did take a best offer on this of $17. No, I sold it for $17.95. We picked this up at an estate sale. I want to say we paid a couple of dollars for it. It is an Air Force scrapbook. It was in a sealed bag, but it was one of those that you could open and close. So I did take it out and take pictures because I didn't want to sell it and there be stuff in there, you know, somebody's personal stuff. But it did look unused. So, and I took a best offer of $26.95. These are from my online estate sale where I've been selling a whole lot of advertising plush. These two were Claritin syrup plush, and they sold for $17.95. This is Homer Best. I pick this up on occasion. I don't find a whole lot of them. They kind of, as far, the quality is okay. And I sold it for $8.96. It was an 18-inch bear, so kind of big, but or 16-inch, but it was very squishable. So I was able to put it in a poly bag and mail it first class. This is Douglas Fuzzy Bear. Again, he sold for $8.95. I've talked about my $8 sales. My $8 sales throughout the year pay my mortgage. So I'm okay with listing and selling stuff for $8 and even a little bit less. It all adds up. Not everybody can do that. Not everybody wants to do that. But plush are so easy. I mean, I probably spend less than 2 minutes on taking pictures, writing it up, copy and pasting. It's just, they're easy. For the most part, they're easy. This is Gaffa. Let me tell you a story. This teddy bear sold for $8.05. I think it was yesterday morning. I wake up to a message from this buyer saying that she hasn't received it. And I went and I looked at the tracking and it said that it was delivered like January 19th. So I just sent her a message, kind of the same blurb I always send. The tracking is showing delivered. Please check with your post office. They do have GPS tracking and they can tell you if it was delivered, you know, to your address. I instantly got a negative feedback. And I just wonder, this is where my brain went. I'm just wondering, does that work for her that she does that and then a buyer will, or a seller will contact them back and say, let me give you a refund if you'll remove the feedback. But I didn't. I clicked on that little button that's up in the right-hand corner that says seller help. Asked them to remove the feedback, stated just bluntly that its tracking is showing delivered, and within probably 10 minutes, the feedback was gone. I think too many sellers get upset when they get a negative and just go ahead and start offering to refund if they'll remove the feedback. And then sellers are learning that if you give somebody a negative, then they're going to hopefully get the item for free or discounted. For free in this case, because she says she didn't get it. And I feel bad because, you know, I think it does happen sometimes that things get stolen, things get misdelivered. But, you know, it's not our fault. So, there's our little teachable moment. You know, I'm loving that button. eBay says they've had it for over a year, but I just found it recently. Oh, and then the neutral feedback that I received, because he said the tablecloth was stiff, that was new in the package, vintage. I went ahead and sent a feedback revision. I had sent him a message and he said the feedback stands. But I went ahead and sent a feedback revision and said, this is more about the quality of the product and not the service that I provided you, and he removed it. So yay, I'm back up to 100%. Not that neutrals do that, but to me, I like to see 0, 0, 0, 0. All right, let's move on. This is Hug and Love St. Bernard plush. I tell you guys, I buy dog plush a lot. And for some reason, you combine that with rabbit ears, they seem to sell. I mean, I know it's heading into Easter right now, so definitely if you've got anything that looks Easter, get it listed. I did take, I sold it for $11.66. Hallmark Randy Reindeer. Almost every What's Sold, I've been talking about these. These are the little 4-inch from nose to behind plush. Hallmark put them out, and then there's a Wendy's one also. You can't tell from the tag. The only way you'll know it's one of the Wendy's ones is if it has the tag on it. There was a time when I sold these consistently $8 to $12. For some reason, the price has gone up, and I am selling them. This one sold for $16.16, and there's 4 of them. So keep your eyes out for them. They're just this little, their faces all look like this, and then there's 2 boys and 2 girls. But their bodies are like 4 inches long. These, I went to an estate sale, and he had a whole pile of these party decorations from the 80s. Some of them were Get Along Gang. Some of them, there were a few that were like birthdays and Valentine's. And then there were like, I think I had 6 of these. Sherman on the Mount. And I want to say I paid less than $1/4 each. And this person bought 2 of them for $23.32. But it's just one of those tissue paper, you know, you open them up and it's the tissue paper cones or honeycombs. Very odd. Kids 2 musical plush. This is one of those crib plush that you can hook to strollers and cribs. It sold for $26.95. This is a Baby Gap bear. I like to pick up Baby Gap plush. People probably bought them initially for their children, and then if something happens or they get worn, they start looking for them. There's a whole series of this particular bear. I've got a couple of them listed. Some of them are tall, some of them are little. But this sold for, let's see, $13.45. I have a cheap board right here that I watch, because not everything that's on here is what it actually sold for. This is Fiesta Rachel Raccoon. I'm not sure what. This is a particular character. It might be Great Lodge or something, because I have sold these a couple of times. There's a boy and a girl, I believe. That's a raccoon. This one I'm pretty sure went global shipping, and it sold for $11.66. This is an iron we picked up at a church yard sale this summer. Probably paid a couple of dollars for it, and it sold for $26.95. I can tell you, I can't even remember the last time that I ironed something. It's so easy just to throw in the dryer for a few minutes, get out the wrinkles. But there's still people out there who like to iron. Now, if I was still in the military, of course you would have to, because we always had to have those pristine lines down your pants and your shirts. But yeah, that's a whole different life for me. This is a Spark Create Imagine unicorn. I went to a thrift store that was fill a bag for $10, and somebody had covered them up with a lot of these Spark Create Imagine plush. They all still had their tags. So I think I bought 2 or 3 bags of them, and I sold 2 of these for $23.32 to the same buyer. This is a Farberware electric skillet. I think we paid $5 or $10 for it at an estate sale, and I sold it for $44.95. This is a Dandy Panda Bear, 20 inches tall. I went ahead and took a best offer of $9 for it. This is a Gons Honeybee Bear. This is the same company that does the Webkins and stuff. Love the quality of that product. Sold the bee for a best offer of $7. This is, I bought a whole bunch of Easter stuff at a yard sale. I want to say it was like box lots of them, and then I separated them out. These were little hanging ornaments for like Easter trees that people like to do, and I sold them for $11.66. Definitely, if you've got Valentine's and Easter stuff, get them listed, because I'm selling a whole bunch of Easter-like merchandise inventory. This is Wish Pets Darren the Black Bear from 2005. It's another one of my bread and butter brands, and it sold for $9.86. And then this was some more Easter figures from the same ornament. I thought they were going to the same person until I was getting ready to start packaging and realized it was 2 different buyers. And the figures sold for $17.95. Now these are just those itty bitty ones, but they were vintage. I think I showed these recently in a haul. These are Crayola Bear plush that was from Burger King in the 80s, and they sold very quickly for $17.95. This is, I'm not even going to pronounce it, a convection oven by that Proline company. It was heavy, and I'm pretty sure this, like, right here is glass. It was heavy, but luckily, I'm pretty sure it came in its original box, which really helped with the packing of it. And I sold it for best offer of $23. I'm pretty sure we paid $2 or $3 at an estate sale for it. These next 3, well, the next 3 items a viewer bought from me. This, she bought these 3 items and then some clothing and shoe items. So I really, really appreciate it, Lori, that you are supporting me and my channel by doing these types of things. But she did buy this Ty Rags doll and this Victoria's Secret bag, and then this Dakin Lou Rankin plush dog. So really, really appreciate it. And then I've had this forever. I don't think as long as from my old house, which I moved here in 2011, but I've had it a long time. Finally sold. This is a vintage apple ball from Greenwood International, and it sold for $8.05. And then this is a Lovey, all things Lovey, love to pick them up, and it sold for $13.45. And then this is Kay's Kids by Melissa and Doug. It's a caterpillar toy that you connect, and it sold for best offer of $8. I featured this in a recent haul. This was a very heavy brass bear, and I took a best offer of $45 on it. Brass, you guys. And I still have a box over here I need to get to. And I keep adding. Every once in a while we'll find something and I just throw it in that box. I've got to get to it. These also were purchased from a viewer. Hannah has just been wonderful. She's the one that sent me the box of Plush that I didn't open for. And she did go ahead and buy these pound puppies for me for $15.25. This is a Vitamins Lovey. This one was a horse with some little Western designs on it. There was a time when, yes, I pick up all Loveys, and especially the Vitamins. They're just little like that. And, you know, they were my $6 to $10, maybe $12. But for some reason, I guess they're getting harder to find. The price seems when I was doing comps had gone up. And I did sell this Lovey for $17.95. I love this. I've bought several things that were this Maison chic. They're just really high quality, I feel like, as far as just workmanship. This was a rag doll. It was like 15 inches, and I sold it for $12.55. And these were from my online estate sale. I tried to break up the Hush Puppies. I got a bunch of them. So they were different collections, and I tried to put the ones together that were each. This one was called Collection 3. They had these cute little fabric in their ears, and I took a best offer of $13.25. And then this is a Carter's baby blanket. Somebody had asked in my comments, do I ever buy baby blankets? I do buy them quite often. They're slower sellers for me. But if the price is right, I still do go ahead and pick it up. I don't have a whole lot. So, it's a basket or two. That's all I have. People around here seem to want to sell their baby blankets for, $5 and $10. But when I can get them for a good price, I do try to pick them up. But a lot of times they're also stained because, babies. So you have to be careful with that, especially like when I go to consignment sales and they're sealed in bags. Then I don't normally pick them up. And I'm not sure if I said it, but I did sell this blanket for $17.95. And then this is from my online estate sale. These are from Animal Fair, and they're called Chubbles. They are like motion or light censored, and their eyes light up and they make a noise. This one did work. It did need cleaned, which because of the internal stuff, I leave all of that to the buyer. I've already received glowing feedback because they went ahead and cleaned it and was very happy with it. And it sold for $17.95. All right, these next few are some Facebook orders that I received, and then I did have one Etsy. This is a Pokemon Squirtle. I've been doing a whole lot of cross-listing right now to Facebook. But I'm staying pretty much... I'm behind on my little people. The brass tends to do well there. The dollhouse stuff, action figures, but I'm staying pretty much away from a lot of the plush unless they're characters like this. This Squirtle did sell for $8. And then this, and I do my crafts. These was just a sunset little craft kit. It sold for $6. This is Thai Attic Treasure. These two sold for $13. I tell you, I sell a lot of Thai there. These are Disney Princess Lot. These sold for $18. I tend to get these, and then I have a little box over here that's these type of figures. And then when I get enough of them, I go ahead and make a lot. This is a little 3-inch Chewbacca Star Wars figure. He sold for $7. And then this is an IKEA dog, and it sold for $13. And then my last one is my Etsy order. These were from my online estate sale that I got through HiBid. This was the complete set of General Mills Breakfast Pals that were still sealed in their bag from 1998, and it sold for $42.70. All right, so as you can see, that was a very good weekend for me. This week's been excellent also. This weekend, the one that I'm in right now, the sales have been a little bit down, but I'm okay. It's kind of been hectic around here, trying to get some stuff done, working on clothes. So I'm okay with the slowdown a little. And like I said, February tends to start being a much slower month for me, and it'll be a good month for me to get a whole bunch of stuff listed. You know, just because your sales are down, do not slow down in your listing. Definitely keep it up. You don't have to be crazy like me and do 40 a day, 5 days a week, but, pick a number, whether it's 1 a day, 5 a day, or more. Try to get them the consistent listing, and hopefully you'll move into a point where you're getting consistent sales like I do. All right, bye.